What's good, Virgo? Okay, today we're going to be doing your annual prediction to see what's ahead for a year from time in which you find this reading, right? With that being said, I want to start this off with a Bible verse, but before we get into that, I just want to let you guys know that I will be going back to doing the elements. I told everybody I'm letting you guys know we're not going to be doing all the signs throughout the year. It's just at the beginning of the year, I feel like it's fair because it's an almost personal reading. But if you guys find that, you want more details or you want a more one-on-one type of vibe, I am still offering personal readings. The link is below the scroll. All the information below in the description box will entail how you can book a personal reading, but not just that. Also, a link to my main channel, as well as a link to how can you check out my Patreon, where I have exclusive content, hundreds of videos over there, all signs, as well as divine feminine, divine masculine, collective readings, pick up power readings, all that, right? On Patreon. I do have a free trial that I offer for those of you who want to test the milk before you buy the cow, blah, 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 blah. All my social media handles are all below in the description box. Let's just get to it, right? Let's get busy. We're going to first see how you're currently expressing yourself after we get your devotional scripture, just so we can start the year off with the word. Boom. I don't know why I'm like my words are jumbled up for you guys. I got the hiccups for Libra, and all of a sudden they disappeared, and then now my words are being scrambled. So for a lot of you guys, I could see where throughout this year you might find that there's a lot of miscommunications, and it might be done with purpose. So just keep that in mind. We have 𝘋𝘭𝘢 chapter 3 verse 12 through 13 for your scripture today, and I'll read it, and it says as follows. I know that there is nothing better for people than to be happy and to do good while they live, that each of them may eat and drink and find satisfaction in all their toil. This is a gift from God. So for a lot of you guys, it could be really important that you go and you work a job and you don't hate it. I don't know how you feel about your job right now, but it's important, and God acknowledges the fact that, he wants you to be able to provide for yourself without having to suffer in the process. So what the fuck was that for? Hold on, guys. I have no idea what that was, but anywho, if this is something that you've been praying for, this is something that God is acknowledging, it's an issue in your life. For some of you all, being able to provide for yourself and not feel like you selling your soul in the process. This is something that, it could be a lesson that you guys are learning. Is it worth it making a certain type of money if you have to, put up with certain things? Just keep that in mind. Are you working in an environment where you feel valued? All those things. Like, it is possible, and it is actually recommended that you work a job that pours into you and you enjoy it, right? Just a special message for those of you where it applies. But again, read it to get your own interpretation of the word. Again, it's 𝘋𝘭𝘢 chapter 3 verse 12 through 13. And God just wants you to have a life of fulfillment. So if your life is contrary to that, you have to see areas in which you are not in alignment with what God commands of you in order to ensure that you have happiness in your life. Keep that in mind. You're expressing yourself in the present moment with the hangman as somebody that's trying to go with the flow. Somebody that's not trying to I want to say ruffle any feathers, right? You might be in a good standing right now, but you might feel as though, and I know this is not the typical interpretation of the hangman, but this is how I'm looking at it. You might be like, well, if I stay on these people's good side, then I can get what I need out of this situation, out of these people. I don't know if you're living with somebody or if you're working a job where you don't respect the people that you work for, but the pay is good. So that may be why we got that scripture and all together. But for a lot of you guys, it's given to me, like a jester. This outfit with these little ass leggings he got on, he look like a fool. So for some of you guys, where it applies, some of you guys either could have crossed an Aries to get to this point or to have this, or it's like an energy surrounding an Aries may have taken a new beginning and walked away from this opportunity or walked away from you because of this energy that you've decided to be a willing participant in. Take what resonates with the rest. It doesn't have to involve an Aries, but the Fool card represents Aries energy. or it just feels like there's certain people that stood up against what's going on and what you're putting up with, and they no longer have this opportunity, but they're on to better things that are more fulfilling. And it feels like this is a risk that you aren't willing to take because you don't want to sacrifice what you have. But what you have, is it worth it, is the question that I want you to ask yourself. I want you to sit with that, whether this is a relationship, a job, whatever. But you shouldn't, fame, notoriety, a relationship, a connection, a job, it shouldn't cost you, I guess, like your integrity. That's important. Make sure that you're moving and operating from a space of integrity, because with the Nine of Pentacles being in reverse here, people may feel like you lack that. Not gonna lie. The year ahead. I think that right now people might be looking at you, or over as the year progresses. One thing that I can tell you, because we're going to talk about people's perception of you, what's going to actually be taking place, and everything else is going to be going on in your life. But people are looking at you this year ahead as somebody that almost cares more about material abundance than integrity. It feels like this is a classic case of materialism gone wrong. People might look at you as superficial, even living beyond your means, or isolating yourself to maintain a image of some sort, right? People could also look at you as somebody who has a material imbalance, like you might be focusing too much on appearances, or you might be spending money recklessly, or feeling like, trying to present an image like wealth equals happiness. And then people might be looking at you as unfulfilled when it boils down to it. People might be also looking at you as being superficial or attaching yourself to people just so you can get stuff, right? People also are going to be looking at you as somebody that has achieved abundance, but at what cost? Right? People are looking at you as somebody that lacks self-discipline, possibly a person that has an inability to either manage your finances accordingly, or people might be looking at you as somebody who will do anything to get money, So depending on who you are, what this could look like, people might be looking at you as somebody that lacks purity. Okay, possibly playing on people's heart to get money, possibly, and you may or may not even give a fuck, but I'm just telling you, this is how people perceiving you. It's not necessarily, doesn't have to be reality for all of you guys. It could just be perception for the year ahead. But people could be looking at you as somebody that that has a blocked sense of independence. Maybe your stability is linked upon you lacking integrity and biting your tongue in certain environments. People could feel like you lack self-sufficiency and you're very dependent on others. And people could be hoping that there's a call to look inward, and that you clean up like your lifestyle, and that you seek genuine fulfillment over like external validation or material success, right? People could look at you as somebody that's keeping up a facade, being superficial, or somebody that lacks genuine character this year. That's how people are looking at you. So what this says, with this being said, because perception isn't always reality, but it does matter because it affects our experience as the year goes on, right? I call for you with this Nine of Pentacles to consider your environment. Are you tolerating bullshit in your life just to maintain connections that, aren't really worthwhile in the end? I encourage you to shift your focus inward and engage in like mindful behavior, intentional living. You understand what I'm saying? I also would prompt you to improve like your inner dialogue and surround yourself with things and people that match your standards. And you have to set standards that are applicable to the person that you want to evolve into. I just uploaded a reading on Patreon, and it says how to get out of your own way. I think that reading will prove to be quite beneficial for you at this time as you progress throughout the year, because it feels like that the main thing that I see is that you're going to be uncomfortable with yourself. You might even lose a lot of friends, okay? Or you might find that you are going to attract equally as superficial people at this time. Because we have the Eight of Swords being here, and it talks about feeling entrapped, but she's surrounded by things that could cut her loose. She could change her situation if she wanted to. She's just not doing necessary work. So this could be, again, with the Four of Pentacles, I see you lacking stability or a proper foundation and a higher power from yourself. You're operating almost as if you're doing it alone. And this could be contributing to a certain level of stagnancy that I see for you guys for the year ahead. You're not wanting to submit to structure because you don't want to be confined to the rules that, God may be trying to apply into your life. For a lot of you guys, you have trouble submitting to the authority of the Lord, and this could be contributing to a lack of stability that you guys are truly feeling. Because even if you get, it's like the parable of a rich fool. If you gain the world but you don't have a soul, or if you lose your soul, then what do you have? You understand what I'm saying? Like, is it worth it? The Eight of Swords talks about, maybe even feeling trapped to, I don't know if this is a relationship, people, places, and things, but you will find, again, that you will attract opportunities and people that also lack integrity, that also are superficial, people that also act as if they can't change their situation. And you're going to feel like, well, why is it that I always attract people that are connected to other people that don't want deeper relationships? Why is it that I always attract people that want me for what I have to offer? Because that's the type of person that you are. So you're going to consistently attract mirrors until you change who you are. And this doesn't have to be indefinite. This doesn't have to be permanent for a lot of you guys. This could be a warning to shift your energy so that you can jump on a different timeline that is more conducive for your growth. But I can see this for you all, where there is going to be a certain level of, discontentment that you're going to have until you make a necessary pivot for your betterment, right? When we talk about your finances, I do feel as though some of you guys are going to be working in an environment where it honestly stresses you out. It's also evident in the career card with the star card being present. I think that you're going to be doing everything right, but you might have a boss that likes you, but they're on your neck all the time about everything. They're always breathing down your neck about what you should do, how you should do it. They're overbearing, right? And if they like to consider themselves your friend, they might gossip to you, but this is somebody that you have seen slime other people out. Right? So you don't want to get on this person's bad side because you like the money you make, right? So you'll put up with anything just to say you got it. Right? And I'm not going to lie, like in finances, you might be making more than certain people. And you might be able to afford certain things, but you'll just have a lot of stuff, and it won't be fulfilling for a lot of you guys long term. I'll say it that way. You have a lot of momentary gratification regarding purchases for a lot of you guys. If you have been seeking to purchase a new vehicle, that might be something that you get for yourself. That's not all bad, but I think that this should be something that has a lot of, like, you have to spend more money on it. It'll be something that you invest in. It'll be a fixer-upper of a car. I also feel like that, again, you're going to be making good money, but where you're going to be working around people that you feel like lack integrity and that aren't good people. And for some reason, they're going to take a liking to you. So that is going to in itself trigger a lot of well-deserved thought, right? Mindfulness. I'm not going to lie, you are going to resist a certain level of change because you are more content with the dangers of what's familiar than the potential success in what's the unknown, is what I'll say. When it comes to your mental health, I'm not going to lie that I see you guys being someone where there's certain people that you used to be able to go to for advice or talk to. They might not even be interested to hear, what you have to say. You might lose some friends. There's going to be a lot of, you're going to be feeling as though you might meet new people or start new connections or whatever, but they're going to be reflections of who you are. Right? And it's going to be necessary that you do a lot of inward. Intuitively, you're going to know some of the things that you did wrong to push the people away, or why you're a certain level like stagnant, because obviously you're getting this reading. But even without this reading, this is a confirmation. This isn't something new. But I see you calling people that you used to be able to talk to about all your problems, and they're not picking up. They're not answering. That might, make you overthink, because you're going to be like wondering, like, why did I get ghosted? And it feels more so like friends. It might be lovers too, but that's to be expected. I feel like that's not something that's foreign to you, because I feel like when you date people that can give you something. And if they can't give you something, that you ghost people. So it's almost like you give the energy out, so you expect to receive it. But the Page of Pentacles suggests like that for a lot of you all, and it is in reverse. I think that you might be coping using substances or like retail therapy, sex, drugs, alcohol, partying, events, or whatever, to try to I guess, look happier or feel happier, but it won't be genuine and it won't have long-term effects. And I feel like, again, this is also illuminated with it comes to your spiritual connection and the lack thereof for a lot of you guys. I think that God is going to continuously send you certain trials and tests. Maybe even for some of you guys, a near-death experience. This could be something that you already encountered, a near-death experience, and it was supposed to be a warning. God is wondering, like, at what point do you come to me? At what point will it enough be enough? How much pain will you sit there and you take, before you finally get it right? How much grace do I have to give before you realize or give me credit for the grace that is given to you? That's just what it is. The Two of Cups regarding your health. I'm not going to lie. You are going to be feeling a little bit hypersexual, but I'm not seeing sickness. Praise the Lord. I'm not seeing, death or anything like that. I don't feel like you're going to die or anything like that. Like, you're going to be healthy all year. When it comes to your love life, I see you attracting somebody that you and this person or you and these people that you're going to be attracted in love, they want something out of you. They definitely want to have sex. And they might want to take you out or whatever, but the end goal is definitely to fuck. And just, I feel like when you meet these people, you're going to have a connection with these people where it's like, okay, I don't mind fucking you, but I need this out of you as well. They're going to look good. You're going to look good, but I do feel like this is a superficial connection. This King of Wands is also somebody that only considers their own interests. So you're going to attract, again, a lot of people. And this is something that's just subject to change when you change. But right now, this is the present energy that you have for the year ahead. Definitely recommend a personal reading, but you're going to be attracting people who think what they dick or they pussy. Not going to hold you. And that's their primary goal. And when you deprive them of that, because that's something they're looking for, you might notice that they discontinue connection with you. When it comes to your platonic connections, I see a lot of people, not speaking to you. And you might not understand why. Some of you guys, I could see where with the Ten of Swords, it talks about the end of a painful cycle. I think that the comfort that you're seeking in other people, they're not going to be able to provide that to you. You might feel isolated. You might feel excluded. Either people create separate group chats, or overall, it just feels like somebody might tell you like the type of person that you are, things that you do, it isn't in alignment with what the type of person I am or where I want to go in my life. And it might hurt your feelings because it feels like people are outgrowing you. I have a family, I have kids. I don't want that type of energy around me. Or, hey, I plan to get married. I don't know if I could. If you the type of person where, you just saw peace to a lot of people, or you like to play games and cheat and drink and party all the time, your values are not the same as the people that, you garnered attraction or friendships with in the past. And that could have been something that was done to give you grace and give you a sense of reference. But I don't think that you took heed to it, or I don't think you will. Like, there will be some people that come into your life, but you'll miss out on some positive friendships because of where you are in life. And it's rightfully so. And I think that you might be rejected from certain friend groups overall. Like, you might feel ostracized. You might even feel like that some of the people that you do consider to be cordial with, like, they're fake. Like, you're fake with them and they're fake with you. Some people that I feel like that you were not really good friends to, but they was good friends to you, they're going to be catching on. Like, Virgo doesn't really care about me. They just only like when I'm giving them stuff or when I'm telling them what they want to hear. So some people are going to be wising up to some of your games or stuff. Some people are going to be getting tired of like watching you go through certain tropes or hearing certain storylines. Like, people are just done. I'm not even going to hold you this year. This is, again, subject to change. But right now, this is the energy that I'm seeing for you guys for the year ahead. We're going to move on to the cross watches portion. If you're interested to know what is here, would tell someone about you, Virgo, if they were an inquirer. But sometimes people don't inquire. Sometimes people who have the gift of God or gift of discernment, they just walk up and volunteer information. But if you're interested to know what might someone find out or figure out throughout the year about you, check us out in the cross watches portion. If you're watching for Virgo and you want to know what can you expect out of them for the year ahead, whether you're dealing with them romantically or platonically, stay tuned. Alright, let's tap in and see if you're dealing with a Virgo in a romantic sense. What do you need to know? For those dealing with a Virgo in a romantic sense for the year ahead, Father God that art in heaven, what should they know about Virgo? This person's... Okay. They are trying to figure out how they can ask you for some money. Like, love is cool, but can you give them something? What do you have to offer? You know, they might even only be dealing with you for that. Not even gonna lie. It's like, yeah, that's fine. Lip service is cool, but you got some money for me though? Don't check for me if you ain't got a check for Virgo, is what they said, right? If they're dealing with Virgo romantically, what do they think about this Virgo? Excuse me. Ugh, ew, gross. Six of Pentacles in reverse. They don't like you like that. They're not financially where they want to be, and anybody that's around them, they are hoping for it to be like a financially beneficial situation, right? Not interested in changing their mind on that. You know, they don't want even fucking you for it. It's just like, you know what you want out of me, and I know what I want out of you. You know, no feelings involved, just want paper. That's just what it is. That's where Virgo is at this year, not gonna lie. I think this is aligned with their personal reading too for like the year ahead. I think we talked about this for them, and I actually stopped and, not gonna hold you, like, I ate a whole chicken meal, you know, french fries, toast, peppers, and pickles, and came back, and we still see the same messages coming out. But you know, they could be what you want, you know, but they're not gonna be that without the funds, basically. You know, Virgo is, they can give you the fantasy. They feel like you're faking with them already. They feel like you don't really like them for real, or you aren't trying to marry them. They aren't trying to marry you. So what are we doing? Wasting each other's time, right? So what can we get out of it? I got what you want, you got what I want. You know, let's make something happen. And if you don't have this, they'll just find something else. They're probably not just dealing with just you either. You know, it's also giving like this person here, if it's a masculine energy, you're asking about masculine Virgo, they're like, hey, they don't have time, basically. They work a lot, and it's an energy where it's like, well, I'll give you some money, I'll buy you some nice stuff, but when I want to have sex, I'll hit you up. I don't have time to be going on dates and all of that, and I do have time. But if I do have time, just guaranteed I want something out of it. You know, if we're going to be doing all of that, what's in it for me, basically? I think this is somebody that you could very easily get like swoon, like, you know, like fall for, if you aren't careful and you don't set the proper boundaries with this person, because they can sell you a fantasy when they're getting what they want out of the situation. But if you aren't careful, like, I'm just being honest with you, this person here, they might have, if this is a masculine energy, like, they'll give you something, they get something in return, but they are the type of person where they're still going to want to spread their energy elsewhere, you know, and they'll rather just send you some money to shut you up, and like, that should be enough. When I'm with you, I'm with you, but when I'm not with you, I'm with somebody else, basically. And they're not willing to cut off their other options, so don't even waste your time trying. This is somebody that is focused on grinding and getting their paper up. Not gonna lie though, it might be a homosexual. Like, this person here, they might splurge with gifts in the beginning, or might portray themselves to be super romantic or super into you, but really they want somewhere to stay. Really they want somebody that's gonna cook and clean and wash the dishes and all these other things for them, pay the bills, X, Y, and Z, while they do what the fuck they want to do. And, you know, it's they want a mess of a relationship. Not even gonna lie. Like, they'll be the perfect person in the beginning, tell you everything you want to hear to get where they want to be, right? If you was to actually commit yourself to this person, they would not be solely committed to you. They'd be dibbling dabbling somewhere else. They do have trick in their blood. So especially if this person's attached to somebody else, when they talking to you, you gotta expect that you're gonna get what you got out of them. You know what you reap what you sow with this situation. Even if this is a masculine that tricks, right, this person be tricking somebody else's money. It's not even theirs. So you'll be thinking that this person got it like that, when really, like, whether they're male or female, they're getting this from somebody else that likes them, and they're not gonna leave a dummy for you. You know, they're not gonna leave their old reliable, their favorite trick or their favorite hoe for you. Put it that way. No love, just vibes. You know, y'all can have sex from time to time. They're not the best texter. If they're not, unless it's something that they want out of the situation, that's just what you can expect. They're pretty superficial, you know, at least for the year ahead. Like, they got other stuff they focused on. They're not living right, to be honest. So you might even notice that when you get with this person, you start feeling depressed, you know, you're gonna start to feel like your money is going different places, and you might notice, you might look up and be like, well, I'm spending money to go see Virgo, I'm paying the bill, I'm doing all these things, I'm texting first, I'm showing initiative, and what is Virgo doing? Ooh, jump scare. Sounds like Nightmare on Elm Street. I would not be involved. Couldn't be me, 𝘭𝘭𝘭. But they might look good, but you know, in real life, the face card don't pay bills. So womp womp womp. There's that. We're gonna move on to see if you're dealing with a Virgo in a platonic sense, to see what comes out for that, right? All right, let's tap in. Let's lock in. Dealing with a Virgo in a romantic sense. What's my romantic? This person probably like drags out their words, like when they speak, like they probably overly enunciate, or they talk with their mouth open really wide, or they might say stuff really slow, or talk really slow, or drag out their sentences. Not all of these Virgos, but some of the Virgos that you're dealing with, they might do that. They might scratch their head a lot too, or pat their head. You know, sorry if this sounds really loud. Let me move my phone while it's recording, because I don't want that beating sound to be loud in your ear. But let's see. Most High, Spirit Living God, for people that are cross-watching, dealing with your Virgo children in a platonic sense, what should they know for the year ahead when it comes to this Virgo? Oh, they know what they did. They know. This person here, not gonna hold you. For some of you guys, if this person tried to cock block an opportunity from you, they know that person still either is reaching out to you or still likes you or whatever. But it's more so given like this is somebody that know why you set boundaries with them. If you set 1 on the clock, if you set boundaries with this person, they fully know why you did that. You know, this person here is also somebody that is hypersexual. You understand what I'm saying? Yuck. They're also aware, is what I want to say. I think this is somebody here that they covet what you have, meaning that they want your life, but they don't understand. They don't want to do what you do to get what you get. You know, this person here, they might be the type of person that they might like your advice or want your advice, or see that you might feel this person feel like tugging on your energy, you know, for the year ahead. But this is somebody that would ask you for advice and they might not even apply it, to be honest, because they kind of like a certain level of chaos in their life. With that being said, I can see where this person here, like I said, is very hypersexual. They wouldn't surround you with people that they're interested in because they know that you're a better catch. You know, I think this is definitely somebody that people have asked this person about you that are interested in you, and they have not told you this. They have kept it to themselves and try to talk to these people themselves, just so you know. They will be doing this. You know, like this is somebody that will be trying to really force themselves on somebody that keeps asking about you. Not gonna lie. I think this is somebody here, and I think this person here is very adamant. Like, either you know I used to talk to your friend, or you know I like your friend. Put me down with your friend. I know y'all talking. Like, it's really annoying, low-key, to this person. I think this is also somebody that I see you being defensive towards because you don't like this person's lifestyle. You might be in a relationship, and this person might be asking you about details. Like, bitch, why every time we talk, you asking me about my person? That's weird. Like, don't ask me about my nigga. Don't ask me about my bitch. That ain't got shit to do with you. I thought we was friends. If we friends, what you worried about my partner for? Something like that might be significant, you know. And it's like you're going to be obviously keeping secrets from this person. They going to know what's up. And it's because you're trying to do damage control. You don't want this person in your business. You don't want this person here with a jealous heart itself, like, worried about what you got going on. And it's not like I have a vendetta against Virgos, but I think this is just somebody who's just not in the best place of their life. They're lusty. Like, they'll be purposely walking around in clothes that is half naked around your person and be acting like, if he look, he took. No, they're weird. As an example, right? I'll be saying shit that ain't got nothing to say. Like, this type of person act weird in front of the hoes. Just know that. I think this is also somebody here that they might be trying to, like, be really nice towards you, and you just might not be feeling it. Because this person here, they lusty. Because look at this girl in the strip club. She damn near ain't got nothing on. I just said that before I even said walk around half naked clothes. Boom, here she go. With no fucking clothes on. So, something like that might be significant. Like, this person here, they got, I hate to say it, male or female, they got the Jezebel spirit. I think this is somebody here that you'll be moving away from. And I think this person here will see you have a certain level of success, and they'll be trying to ask you, like, how did you get that? Where did you find your partner? Where did y'all meet? How y'all meet? Where'd you get that job? Where you working at now? Like, they're gonna be asking you a bunch of questions about how you got where you are and how you get what you get, but they're not gonna want to do what you did. They're not gonna want to do it, because if you answer honestly, you're gonna say God did it. They don't know about that. They're not in a season where they can really understand that. They're not in a space, and they gonna feel judged before a lot of you guys. You gonna feel bad, because you gonna be like, well, as much as I care about Virgo, I like Virgo, I don't want them around, like, my blessings. That's gonna be where you at with the situation. You know, I think you might be excluding this person from some shit. Not gonna hold you when it comes to Virgo, because you're gonna be feeling like, well, I can't really trust them, to be honest. Like, this is somebody you don't want to cut off, but you're gonna end up cutting off, to be honest. Now the bird's chirping, and it's late at night. Oh, it's a red robin. This person probably got, like, red hair or something like that, or they probably like to wear red. Okay, red lipstick, red hair, something like that. But that talks about passion, the root chakra. And then we also have the sacral chakra here. They're hypersexual. And this person here, Ace of Cups. Yep, they will try to, like, they want what you got, and they're trying to seduce somebody that wants you. You know, I wouldn't tag my partner in nothing, because they'll follow that person. They weird. They want what you got. They jealous this year. They might got Cancer in their chart as well, because Cancer had this show up in their reading. I feed this person. We don't have to spoon, if at all. Because to be honest, this person's gonna see you be winning from a distance, and they're gonna be wanting to know, like, can they do the same thing? They might ask you some weird shit, like, do your partner got brothers? Bitch, please. Like, I want you to be, like, it feels like you outgrew this relationship is what it's kind of coming across as. Like, this ain't a relationship that you really want. You just holding on to it because like, it will be weird as fuck, and it'll make you sound weird to say, like, it won't be really weird as fuck, but you'll feel weird as fuck to be like, hey, you on some childish shit, or you kind of too hot in the ass for my liking. I don't want you around my husband or my wife, or I don't want you around my boyfriend or girlfriend. Like, it was cool when I was in the streets, but even then, I wasn't moving how you was moving. Like, I just don't want you around what I got. Like, that's just how this person is. Like, they're a monitoring spirit this year, just so you know. Just so you know. And they did some grimy shit behind the scenes, and they trying to figure out if you know they did it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, grimy as fuck. Grimy as fuck. But this because they not happy. And they also don't have God in, like, the front and center of their life. For the most part. Like, that's not where they operating from. Like, they don't care. They feel like, well, niggas cheat. Niggas this way. Like, I think Virgo got this last month as well. So they haven't really grown and evolved at all. Like, they still thinking like it's high school. Basically. Like, they feel like, well, if we friends, why should it matter if, like, I sleep with somebody that you used to talk to? Or if I see somebody, like, if you like him, y'all not together, so it don't matter. If you like her, y'all not together. If you slept with them in high school, like, it don't matter. Like, they think like that. They don't have certain principles that you have. Y'all not equally yoked, put it that way. So, boo, tomato. I'm gonna get out of Virgo energy because they getting on my goddamn nerves. With that being said, I love you all to the moon and back and around the whole social. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Oh, wow.